conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Faisal. Do you hear me, please?
Yes, please.
Yes, we can. My name is Faisal. I have been in education field since 2012. Currently, I work as a vice principal. We, as a team, we are going to present a school where we have a central problem and secondary problems. We will have the plan for implementation. Of course, we will have the possible solutions and advantages and disadvantages as well. Right now, let me begin with the central problem as we continue. As a school, there is a problem that affects almost all departments within the school community, and this is basically about hygiene. Therefore, our central problem is hygiene. Then we have secondary problems, which are related to the central problem as well. These are dusty roads, septic tank, infrastructure, poor drainage system of water, lack of gazetted dumping sites for waste, and the congested nature of houses. Let me explain shortly, one by one. Given this location of the school, it so happens that most of the roads that are surrounding the school are heavily dusty, leaving the school with no options to improve it, since the authority to follow it is only connected to the central government. When we look at the septic tank, which has smell, the septic tanks is just so close to the offices of the school. However, nothing much can be done about it, since we are working within a limited area. Given the fact that the school community has always suffered from its impacts of the bad smell out of it. The maram nature of the roads around the school community has always given the chance for the maram particles to be driven into the school community. This has always caused the pollution of the air around the school, resulting to infectious diseases amongst members of the school community. While the school is surrounded by big water trenches, as you see in the picture, this is the real picture actually, is always stagnant. This water is always stagnant. It has always kept it dry, and in the end, producing a bad smell, which is directly felt in the school due to lack of a clear place for the neighboring community to dump their households waste materials. Actually, they have instead used the front part of the school to expose their wastes. These are secondary problems. Lastly, the community around the school has a poor setting of houses that accommodates big numbers of people. This has raised the quantity of the wastes with the limited space of exposal. Yeah, so I would like to leave with Mr. Emrah about the fine supporting information about our central problem. Yes, Mr. Emrah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Veysel. Hi, everybody. My name is Emrah. I'm a teacher by profession. Yes, Mr. Veysel, as you mentioned in your presentation, our central problem is inappropriate hygiene at the school. As you see from the picture, our school is located nearby the Maram Road. This dusty road has negative influence on the physical health of our students at the school. For instance, we observe chronic sickness. Our students, even staff, they frequently become sick, like flu or cough. We also observe some, dust particles on their body parts, like eyelids. I can say that maybe their hairs we observe. On the other hand, this causes a kind of consistent dirtiness. Our students, their uniform color, it changes from white to brown. The appearance of dust particles on the school asset, like school computer, scholastic material, kitchen items. When we look at all those factors that affect the hygiene at our school, if there are no school sanitation or any hygiene facilities, or if they are not maintained well or used adequately, our school is about to become a place where diseases are likely transmitted. But overall, what I would like to say, our main primary aim is to provide high quality education for our students. That's right. Therefore, we are accountable to offer a safe, secure, clean, and healthy environment for them. I think right now I can add on Mr. Veysel's presentation. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Emrah. Since we have identified the problems, may we please go to next. Let's see the possible solutions by Mr. Baki. Yes, please.
Hello everyone, my name is Mohammed Baki, I'm a teacher. I've been teaching for 6 years. I would like to talk about the possible solutions. We came up with 7 of them. The first one is about watering the nearby road. As we have seen in the picture, in the previous slide, we have a road just passes nearby, in front of the school site, where most of the problems comes from. So we came up with the first solution as just calling a water tanker and then pouring water on that road so that we can prevent dust coming into our school. The second solution was regular washing of walls. So we have enough number of support staff in our school. As a second solution, they can help us to always keep the school clean by removing the dust from the walls. The third one is about Maram Road. So the road, because of the condition of the road, every time when the wind comes, the dust particles come into our school. So we thought of calling a cylinder, just going through the road several times so that we are going to prevent the dust particles to come into our school. The first solution we thought of keeping our kitchen items safer by putting them in lockable or closable places, whereby they are going to be closed, they are not going to be affected by the dust. We shall only open them when we need to use them. As you know, kitchen is one of the most important places in school. It is very sensitive. So this is another solution that we came up. The next one, please. The next one, of course, we are already in touch with the local council. We already report the case, so we're working closely with that office can also bring another solution. But at the same time, we also need to work on some other issues while waiting the authorities to help us. The next one is about putting up humps. So one of the causes, the cars are passing through the road with a high speed. So we thought of putting several humps around the school so that the cars can go with a low speed, and then the dust coming into our school will be less. And the last one, we have boundary walls around the school. The last solution we thought of is putting on top of the boundary walls, we have already a metallic fence, so we can put a kind of net which can prevent the dust coming into our school. Thank you. This is what I was going to say. 7 of the solutions.
Thank you very much for the possible solutions by Mr. Baki. So I would like to go to next. Mr. Arabaji, may you please go on about evaluation of solutions,
Sure.
such as advantages.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Veysel. So my name is Erkan Abaji, and this is my 12th year in education. So I'm going to talk about the advantages and disadvantages. Sorry, okay. So the advantages is like reduction of the dirtiness around the school community is one of them, and I believe we should involve the neighbors and the parents and the other community members in an effort to achieve this goal. And reduction of the infectious diseases that might result from the poor dusty condition of the road. That's another one. And we can reducing the expenses that would be met when providing solutions to the effects created by dusty roads. And reducing, it reduces accidents also. So these are the advantages of the possible solutions, like for example, putting the humps on the roads. It also improves the hygiene in the school community, directly and indirectly. It helps to keep the water in the school swimming pool always clean, preventing the possible effects, and it prevents the pollution as well. These are some advantages. As for the disadvantages, so, of course, on the other side, we can have some disadvantages, such as like using a lot of money. The cost-wise, it is costly. So that is one of them. And again, as I mentioned before, it may affect our relationships with our neighboring, with the community, and also it requires labor and time. It's a time-consuming also job. So we may encounter some difficulties from authorities as well, like the city permissions, and this requires also trained people, skilled people working with us. And of course, this requires patience from everybody. And in addition to all of it, lastly, but not the last but not the least, is the equipments. So we need special equipments to achieve this goal. So that is the disadvantage part, and thank you for listening to me.
Thank you very much. When we come to the last part, since we have identified the central problem and the secondary problem, supporting information we mentioned, possible solutions and evaluation of solutions, advantages and disadvantages. Now we are the last step, which is plan for implementation. Actually, as a team, we believe that the plan we agreed might be effective in the implementation. For instance, the first, I can say that involving all the stakeholders in finding the best solutions that will address the problem. This is one of them. The second one, we can say that seeking a clear and enough knowledge from all sources that will give the best solutions towards the stated problem. Thirdly, I can say that soliciting enough funds and other resources that will be essential in the prevention of the problem mentioned. Another one, I can say that having a clear survey on the reliable sources of the equipments that will be required in the solutions to the problem mentioned. Lastly, I can say that stating the best and clear steps to be followed when addressing the mentioned problem we believe that this can be effective in the implementation of our plan in terms of improvement of the hygiene in the school as well. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. So this is the last slide. Actually, we already mentioned about it, right, Mr. Veysel?
Yes, please.
Okay, so thank you very much. Since I'm the meeting organizer now, I'm going to conclude our meeting. I would like to thank you again one more time. I'm going to save this as a YouTube video, and I'm going to share the link with you guys. Have a wonderful day over there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.